Hey, Abby Buds. Let's talk about today the absolute Martian Manhunter. You guys see the smoke? What's up with all this smoke? Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. We'll talk about that. Let's get into that. Martian Manhunter today on the Abby Buds. Absolute Martian Manhunter today on the Abby Buds Cafe. All right, so this is Absolute Martian Manhunter, Martian Vision by Deniz Camp and Javier Rodriguez. Fantastic art by him. So we start off with quite a bang. Detective John Jones just in a coffee shop, and then all of a sudden he is caught in an explosion. Thankfully he survives. But because of this, he gets some kind of side effect where all of a sudden he starts to see this particular creature. And it says, "Here, listen, comprehend me." And John is also, of course, a big-time smoker. But when he starts to smoke, he starts to see different colored smoke. Interesting. And this is him now leaving with his wife Bridget in the town of Milton, where John decided to move his family up here because of strange activity going on. Well, strange activity, but also he didn't really tell his wife. He more or less just basically told her, basically didn't say much, just say, "Hey, we're moving here now because." So yeah. So this is John Jones. He's an FBI agent. And since getting this explosion, like I said, he's had certain side effects. But one of the things that is interesting that's going on with John is that John is a very distant person. Let's just say, he doesn't exactly have the best relationship with his wife or with other people, and doesn't really have a lot of empathy. But he's going to learn to get some empathy and learn some experiences throughout this book, which is really cool. So, as you can see here, he's getting these colors, these visions. Even at one point, he's investigating what's going on with some of the stuff in this town, and he's noticing that he can actually hear certain people's thoughts. Like, he can hear stuff that he was not meant to hear. And he's just like, and for him, it's like, oh, well, this is great as a crime investigator, but see that too, it's like, why am I hearing all this? And it seems to all start back from that explosion. And eventually, at one point, he ends up going home to his wife. He goes to see his son Tyler, and his son Tyler is making these clay sculptures of him and his mother. And John, at one point, asks him, "Hey, where's me?" And he points to it, and he points to a very weird-looking Martian statue, which is supposed to represent his father. So he does go back to the hospital to find out what the deal is with him, why he's getting all these hallucinations and stuff, and the doctor's saying there's nothing wrong with him. But we do find out more. We do find out he keeps seeing, when he talks to people, he keeps seeing their emotions and their feelings coming out throughout this rainbow-colored smoke. And at one point, he is told eventually to, breathe the smoke in and feel people's empathy, feel their emotions. It's a very interpretive kind of book. But you can really take it in certain ways, and Javier Rodriguez's art is phenomenal. Just look at some of this art here, man. Yeah, at one point he ends up seeing the Martian that was displayed by Tyler. It's like, breathe it in. And then eventually he realizes that the Martian and John are now basically one. And we do get this cool image. I mean, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it on camera, but we do get this one trick shot where if you hold up the page a certain way, you can actually see the reflection and see this page where it says, We're the Martian Mindfucker. Yep. That's what he's called. The Martian Mindfucker. I'm going to call him Martian Manhunter for the sake of YouTube, but yeah. So John eventually starts to cope with this alien that's inside of him, or is it? Because again, it doesn't really distinguishably say what exactly he is, but it's very. This is a very trippy book, and it's really, really good. And like I said, it's very interpretive. Like you can really interpret it in any way you want. So throughout the book, we actually see John and the Martian basically work together to solve these like different crimes. Every issue is like a different crime. Like there's this like one guy who's like trying to like kill all these immigrants because he's afraid of them replacing them. Even when we get this one moment that I love where the Martian and John like go off on like a high-speed chase, and what the Martian can do is the Martian can take certain memories of John to help like relax him. Like at one point, there's one point where he's freaking out, and John tries to calm him down by bringing back to the memory of his honeymoon with Bridget, and that's able to put him in a better place. But at one point where he's trying to get more John into the action, like he acts like John's old partner from back in the day, where he's going like, "Let's ride, partner, spooky action, heroes at a distance, let's roll." So I don't want to give too much away in this book, though. But yeah, a lot of crazy stuff does go down in this book. Certain things are happening to this town in Middleton, while John is dealing with trying to solve this, but also dealing with his problems with his family and his marriage. But the key thing here too is all about the smoke. The smoke representing people's emotions, seeing different words. John can see all this now with the alien inside of him. Or again, is it an alien? Is it a Martian? Is it not? Is it all in his head? Who knows? Like I do love this shot here where John and Bridget are like sitting on the couch separate from each other. The Martian's in between them, and you just see all the unspoken words between them. Like I feel like I barely know you. Why won't he talk to me? And John, of course, is like, John is seeing all this, so he basically has the advantage here where he could just be like, all right, let me talk to Bridget. It's like he's got the greatest weapon where he can read a woman's mind, but he doesn't use it. Why, John? Why? Yeah, John just decides to go see Tyler, and at one point, Tyler is actually playing with the Martian, or at least that's what John sees. And we do find out that we also see this white smoke invading the entire city, and we actually find out that there is a force. Someone is screwing with these people in Middleton, and we find out specifically is the White Martians. Which, if you know Martian Manhunter lore, the White Martians are bad guys. And I love this visual here where, so there's this one issue where there's a big heat wave going on, and specifically the White Martians are screwing with the sun to basically temperament people and drive people nuts. And you get to see this opening visual where it's just the alien taking his head and putting it as like the sun and causing the heat wave. And then we get this moment here too where Bridget and him are fighting, and it literally says you can see the words on her face, and there you go. Yeah, enough. Bad father, absent, not happy, bad husband. And of course, the emotions of the White Martians are making things worse, even more so. Where she's like trying to talk to John. John's like, I can't, I gotta investigate. Bridget ends up going nuts, more nuts than she probably normally would. But one of the things that's interesting about this book is that we kind of explore more of, well, actually, one thing here while I talk about this book too is at one point where one thing that does snap John out of his emotionless state is Bridget tells him at one point, like, I can only see in your eyes and I can read what you're feeling. Because you being emotionless, I kind of like you about that, and I didn't need you to have emotions, but now I feel like I don't know you, and I can't trust you, and I doubt us, and that's what makes John kind of snap out of it. We get this beautiful moment where all of his emotions are just exploding. We get to see the Martian in his eye. The Martian trying to fix the sun as, like, John's fixing his marriage. It's a very symbolic, very, really cool, awesome book. But one of the things that is interesting is that this book actually explores more of what exactly is going on in the Absolute Universe altogether, like trying to tie things together. Because you think to yourself, how would this connect to like stuff like Absolute Superman, Absolute Wonder Woman, or especially even like Absolute Batman? Well, there is at one point where we find out that the Martian does see exactly what is making things go wrong in this crazy world, in this Milltown. Let me see if I can find the page. Yeah, it should be around here. Yeah, because at one point John ends up getting kidnapped by the White Martian and like this like psychotic like clown killer. Or dog killer, actually. He's a dog killer, which is even way worse. But John actually sees into exactly what is the source of the White Martians. And we see here, it's Darkseid. Darkseid, who of course created the Absolute Universe. He's the one causing all this madness. So this is actually where you really get to see Darkseid's influence on this entire universe. Exactly what he is doing. And making it so reverse of the actual normal DC universe. It's really, really cool. But eventually, I mean, not to give too much away, but eventually John and the Martian are able to stop the White Martians. Along with Bridget as well. Bridget finally believes him and sees what's going on, especially when she blows up a White Martian's head off and the head just comes back like it's nothing. That's what Bridget's like, okay, maybe John was right. And then we get this cool visual fight between the White Martian and the Martian Manhunter. Even at one point, there's this cool visual where the White Martian takes a boy's like tumor and uses it to like try to destroy the city, and then the Martian Manhunter is able to take the mind of a child who's eventually in like 20 years gonna like cure brain cancer, and is able to use that knowledge to like stop the tumor. It's a crazy visual book, and I'm sure even just explain that right now, you probably are like, what? Like, yeah. But yeah, really, really cool book. The Martian Vision, of course, that's a big thing. That's where all this has come from, the smoke and all that, his Martian Vision. But yeah, John eventually does come back together with his family. Yeah, he gets a Martian Vision upgrade. And they do save the day as best as they can for now, but this series, of course, will continue. And I'm not going to give too much away, but yeah, it is a really, really good series. So overall, yeah, Absolute Martian Manhunter is quite the trip. It's a great book. Definitely check it out. Even if you don't want to check out the rest of the Absolute books, I would highly recommend this book just as like a standalone. It's really good. I mean, obviously it is a standalone. It's not connected. I mean, it is connected to the Absolute stuff, but at the same time, it's not like you need to read Absolute Batman to get this, you know. But yeah, overall, highly, highly recommend this book, especially for the Martian Manhunter himself, because he is a character that doesn't really get a lot of books, and to me, I think it's really cool that like such a prominent member of the Justice League, one of the more underrated DC characters, is finally getting his own big hit book here, and I think it is really, really cool. So hopefully you guys check it out, and of course, like subscribe to the Young Buds Cafe. I'll talk to you guys later. But what am I doing next time? What's in the next Absolute series? What's the next book? Well, it's going to be episode 17 of the Flash Reorder, because we're doing Absolute Flash.
If you're looking for great deals on collected edition comics or manga, we recommend shopping at panelboundcomics.com. They offer free shipping on orders over $30, plus bundled discounts to help you save even more. And if you're shopping from Europe or the UK, comicsbugle.com offers free EU shipping and a rewards program for regular buyers. Don't forget to use our discount codes at checkout.